Hello everyone and welcome back to your channel Lawpedia, and this is me Jasmine. So in this particular video we'll be understanding section 304A of the Indian Penal Code. So basically I'll be covering one of the important aspects, that is medical negligence. That means कब हम डॉक्टर्स पे मेडिकल नेग्लिजेंस का केस कर सकते हैं अंडर सेक्शन 304A. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम क्लेमिंग कॉम्पनसेशन, जो कि इन केसेस में यूजुअली आपको मिलेगा इन केस द डॉक्टर इज नेग्लिजेंट इन परफॉर्मिंग हिज और हर ड्यूटीज, when will the doctor be held criminally liable under section 304A? That is what we'll understand in this particular video. So let's quickly get started. So firstly, starting the video with a small quote that goes like, medicines cure diseases, but only doctors can cure patients. So that is the amount of trust that we put in the doctors when we actually approach them for any kind of treatment. So before moving forward, let's understand what does section 304A of the Indian Penal Code state. सेक्शन 304A बात करता है causing death by negligence. It reads, whoever causes the death of any person by doing any rash or negligent act not amounting to culpable homicide shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 2 years or with fine or with both. So यहाँ पे कुछ important terms है like rash, negligent act and not amounting to culpable homicide. So now moving forward and understanding certain conditions that must be fulfilled in order to hold a person liable under section 304A. So इस particular slide में we have basically included ऐसी कौन सी conditions हैं which one must fulfill in order for a person to be charged under section 304A. So the first condition is that there must be death of the person in question. Second condition is that the accused must have caused such death. And the third condition is that such act of the accused was rash or negligent and that it did not amount to culpable homicide. Very important over here is that the death must be the proximate cause of the act committed by the accused. अब इसका क्या मतलब है? बेसिकली जो भी एक्ट यहाँ पे द पर्सन हु हैज बीन अक्यूज्ड ऑफ द डेथ ऑफ अनदर पर्सन बाय रैश और नेग्लिजेंट एक्ट, वो एक प्रॉक्सिमेट यानी कि इमीडिएट एक्ट होना चाहिए. इट कैन नॉट बी लाइक अक्यूज्ड डिड समथिंग and consequently after 2 years the person passed away. That cannot be a scenario. There should be some proximity between the act of the accused and the death of the person. Now moving forward, now section का थोड़ा सा background we'll be understanding. Section 304A was inserted in the Penal Code by Penal Code Amendment Act 27 of 1870 to cover those cases wherein a person causes the death of another by such acts as are rash or negligent, but there is no intention to cause death or no knowledge that the act will cause death. In order for a case to come under section 304A, it's very important that we must remember that the case should not be covered by section 299 and 300 only, and then it will come under this section. अगर 299 या 300 के कोई भी ingredients met हो रहे हैं with the facts and circumstances of the case, it cannot be said that 304A would apply. So I hope you understood. अगर culpable homicide यानी कि murder की भी कोई भी fundamental situation यानी कि intention है, knowledge है that I will hit the person in certain way and that act will most likely cause the death, then you can't claim that it was a rash act or it was a negligent act. अगर आप किसी भी बंदे को इतनी जोर से हिट करते हैं, that means you know that the act I have committed would in all probability cause the death of so and so person. So in that case, आप rash और negligent act का defense लेके you cannot state that the act would come under section 304A because यहाँ पे 299 and 300 के ingredients fulfill होंगे. Moving forward and understanding the basic ingredients, that means what is negligence. So now this I have extracted from a case itself. Negligence implies a gross and culpable neglect or failure to exercise that reasonable and proper care and precaution to guard against injury either to the public generally or to an individual, which having regard to all the circumstances out of which the charges arise, it may be the imperative duty of the accused to have adopted. Now, easy and simple language में अगर accused को ये basic precaution, ये care, ये basic duty लेनी चाहिए थी and the person did not take such precaution, did not perform such a duty, did not go in that particular direction, rather acted unreasonably, omitted to take proper care and precaution, that means any other act that was done by the accused that could not have been done by a reasonable person in that particular scenario would come under the ambit of negligence. So, negligence has been understood to be an omission to do something which a reasonable man, guided upon those considerations which ordinarily regulate the conduct of human affairs, would do, or doing something which a prudent and reasonable man would not do. यानी कि एक बहुत आम सिचुएशन में कोई भी प्रोफेशनल या कोई भी नॉर्मल बंदे को जो स्टेप्स लेने चाहिए, जो प्रिकॉशंस लेनी चाहिए, the step that should be followed in their course of duty, and these steps are not taken and there is a serious omission by a person, then the act would definitely amount to negligence. Unlike rashness, where the imputability arises from acting despite the consequences. Now, rashness के case में a person would be aware about the consequences and the person still goes and acts in the same way. Negligence implies acting without such consciousness, but in circumstances which show that the actor has not exercised the caution incumbent upon him. इस होल पैराग्राफ का यही मतलब है दैट अगर कोई एक रीजनेबल पर्सन को ऐसे एक्ट करना था एंड ही और शी एक्टेड इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट मैनर, नॉट एक्सरसाइजिंग द प्रॉपर केयर नहीं ली गई, प्रिकॉशन नहीं ली गई, एकदम कॉन्ट्ररी एक्ट किया फ्रॉम अ रीजनेबल पर्सन, और दे एक्टेड completely opposite to what the duty entails, in that particular scenario they will be held liable for negligence. Now moving forward, we all understood, and I am again repeating, section 304A by its own definition totally exclude करता है the ingredients of section 299 or 300 of the Indian Penal Code. Doing an act with the intent to kill a person, that means I already explained with an example, अगर आप इतनी जोर से मारे हैं that you intend to kill that person, or you have the full knowledge that doing of that particular act was likely to cause a person's death. Now these are the ingredients of the offense of culpable homicide, and when the intent or knowledge as described is the direct motivating force of the act complained of, section 304A has to make room for graver and more serious charge of culpable homicide. That means अगर कहीं पे भी कोर्ट को ये लगता है that one had the necessary intention or the knowledge to kill that particular person and with full knowledge they are committing the act, in any circumstances or evidence found by court in these scenarios, the offense would be a more graver offense in terms of culpable homicide and it will not come under section 304A. So I hope you understood up until now. Now we are moving forward and understanding a very important case with respect to your negligence, and specifically medical negligence we are talking over here. So whenever we approach a doctor in terms of treating us, in terms of seeking their advice, we actually put them on a pedestal of God. That basically means जब भी हम एक डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, हम उस पर्सन पे अपना पूरा ट्रस्ट देते हैं. We trust that particular person, we understand that particular person, whatever he or she is saying, we actually equate them to God. That means अगर कोई भी पेशेंट अपने बिल्कुल ही डिजीज सर्कमस्टांसेस में डॉक्टर के पास जाता है, वो डॉक्टर उस पेशेंट के लिए गॉड होता है. सो नाउ ऐसे कौन सी सिचुएशन है जहाँ पे डॉक्टर में बी हेल्ड लायबल फॉर मेडिकल नेग्लिजेंस. यहाँ पे एक बहुत ही थिन लाइन है that the courts have drawn, that when you can hold a doctor liable for medical negligence, as you may all be aware about, अगर हम यहाँ पे strict barriers नहीं maintain करेंगे, so doctors can't perform their duty, they can't perform the surgery, they can't perform any of the basic procedures, because we all know that such procedures and such surgeries and such other medical opinions are not 100% accurate. So if the doctors are made liable for every small act, for every small thing they are doing, and which may or may not affect the patient in terms of curing them, then doctors cannot perform their duties well. So now basically let's understand this case and let's understand an ambit and scope of medical negligence. Starting with the basic facts of the case, which you just have to listen. So इस केस में basically क्या हुआ था? A patient was admitted in a private ward of a hospital. Now please understand this as just a story. A patient was admitted in the private ward of a hospital and 11 PM पे patient को लगा कि उसको कुछ difficulty हो रही है breathing में. Now nurses were called, the doctors were called in the room, and no doctor turned up for good 20 to 25 minutes. Then Dr. Jacob Matthew, who is the appellant in this particular case, came to the room, and an oxygen cylinder was brought and attached to the patient's mouth. However, the breathing problem increased further. Now उसके बाद ये पता चला कि उस ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर में तो ऑक्सीजन थी ही नहीं, and the person could not breathe because of the non-availability of oxygen cylinder. So now एक दूसरा ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर मंगाया गया from the other room. However, वो ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर भी functional नहीं हुआ. Now 5 to 7 minutes were further wasted. In the meantime, another doctor came into the room and declared that the patient is dead. And in this particular case, an FIR was registered against the doctors that stating that the death was due to non-availability of the oxygen cylinder and the carelessness of the doctors. And a charge of 304A was framed against the doctors. So ये थे अभी तक के इस केस के facts. Now the conclusion, however, in the case was that doctors in this particular scenario, the doctor could not have been held liable under section 304A, as Supreme Court concluded that it is a case of non-availability of oxygen cylinder either because of the hospital have failed to keep available a gas cylinder or because the gas cylinder have been found empty. So in scenario में Supreme Court ने कहा that the hospital may be charged for a civil liability or under the civil law, but doctors जो कि accuse किए गए थे इस केस में उनके against आप 304A का केस नहीं कर सकते हैं. So that was the conclusion derived by Supreme Court in this particular Jacob Matthew case. So Supreme Court in this particular case states that to fasten liability in criminal law, the degree of negligence has to be higher than that of negligence enough to fasten liability for damages in civil law. So जब भी we are trying to prove negligence in case of criminal cases, of course it has to be gross negligence. It has to be more than something that आप civil cases में claim करेंगे. That means civil cases में you'll only claim compensation, but यहाँ पे you are directing the court to punish the particular person under section 304A. So in scenarios में the negligence, the degree of negligence to be proved in court is certainly high. Secondly, the element of criminality is introduced by the accused having run the risk of doing such an act with recklessness and indifference to the consequence. तो कोई भी ऐसा act जो कि उसके consequences को disregard करके करा जाता है, यहाँ पे आता है element of criminality. Moving forward, the court stated that simply because a patient has not favorably responded to a treatment given by a physician or a surgery has failed, the doctors cannot be held liable. ये एक बहुत ही important observation थी जो कोर्ट ने दी. That means simply because एक patient एक सर्जरी को रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करते, एक ट्रीटमेंट को रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करते, एक सर्जरी सक्सेसफुल नहीं होती, you cannot hold this thing against the doctor and make them liable under section 304A. Of course, you can go ahead and claim damages from the hospital or in any case you feel, but holding a doctor criminally liable, this should not be a ground. Court further stated that negligence is the breach of a duty caused by omission to do something which a reasonable man guided by those considerations which ordinarily regulate the conduct of human affairs would do, or doing something which a prudent man and reasonable man would not do. So this we have already discussed. Court also stated a professional may be held liable for negligence on one of the two findings. Firstly, either he was not possessed of the requisite skill which he professed to have possessed. That means अगर मैं एक डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ, tomorrow I put up a board in front of my house stating that I am a doctor, calling up patients to come and I give them the line of the treatment without even having that particular skill, without even becoming a doctor, without even knowing about the drugs that I'm prescribing. So in cases में a person would be held liable for medical negligence, or he did not exercise with reasonable competence in given case the skill which he did possess. So firstly, या तो उस person के पास वो skill ही नहीं है. Secondly, the person is not exercising that skill in a correct manner. इन दोनों situations में आप professionals को negligence के लिए liable hold कर सकते हैं. Moving quickly forward, court also stated that for an act to amount to criminal negligence, the degree of negligence should be much higher. So this we have already covered, that it should be gross or of a very high degree. And the expression rash or negligent act, जो आपके section में आता है 304A, as occurring in 304A, has to be read as qualified by the word grossly, because you are holding a person criminally liable, so the act has to be grossly negligent. So now moving forward and understanding the last aspect, which is whenever you have suffered the consequences of medical negligence, where do you go to seek the relief? कौन से कोर्ट में जाएंगे आप? So an aggrieved person can approach the consumer courts to file a case against the accused person and the hospital. Now comes a very important 1995 Supreme Court judgment on this particular issue. That is the Indian Medical Association versus VP Shantha. So यहाँ पे the Honorable Supreme Court observed that the medical practitioners are covered under the Consumer Protection Act 1986, and the medical services rendered by them should be treated as services under Section 210 of the Consumer Protection Act 1986. So now similarly you have the Consumer Protection Act 2019 which is in force, and the medical services shall fall under the ambit of services as mentioned in Section 242 of the new Act. Any matter in medical negligence on the part of the service provider will be considered as deficiency under the Section 40 Clause 11 of the new Consumer Protection Act 2019. So the basic knowledge जो कि इस particular slide में है is that whenever a person is aggrieved by any of the medical treatment and want to go against that accused person or medical person or the hospital, the person can approach the consumer courts according to their jurisdiction and the amount so claimed. And कोई भी amount that you claim would be calculated by the court according to the facts and circumstances of the case, according to the harm suffered by the person. So with this we come to the end of our video. I hope you did understand a lot in this particular video about medical negligence. Please put your doubts in the comment section below, or any of the case laws, or if you even have suffered in the hands of any of the medical practitioners, or you have any comment of view on this particular issue, please put that down in the comment section below. And as we always say, till then, stay home, stay safe, and keep learning.